David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I've just had one of the tastiest fucking pizzas I've ever had in my entire life. Whoever said nothing tastes as good as skinny feels is a fucking cunt. It was probably some bulimic model or Hollywood whore, because food tastes better than anything feels. If you gave me the choice between eating whatever I want for the rest of my life with no health consequences and I don't get fat, or I can fuck whoever I want for the rest of my life, that's not even a fucking decision to make. By the time you got to or, I would be elbow deep in a fucking bucket of KFC chicken. I wouldn't even need to hear the rest of the hypothetical. I would take food over anything. Or would I? What about booze? I don't know, that's too fucking hard to think about right now. I'm still high off this fucking pizza. And it was a Domino's pizza as well. And Domino's pizzas in India are so fucking shit. Every time I come to India, I try a Domino's pizza just to give them a fucking chance. And every single time, it just tastes like shit. I don't know what the fuck they were doing with it before. It just tasted like supermarket refrigerated shit before. Like worse than that as well, with masala put on everything. Everything tasted Indian too. It fucking sucked. But the pizza today, a margarita pizza. You don't fuck around with toppings here. They don't know what the fuck they're doing with toppings. If you get a barbecue chicken pizza here, the sauce ends up tasting like fucking chicken tikka masala. You'll end up with fucking full chicken wings on the pizza. It fucking sucks. So don't fuck with toppings here. It's just straight margarita cheese. And they don't know how to do bread here normally. All the bread sucks. There's something wrong with it. They know how to do a naan and a chapati, but when it comes to like normal fucking bread, they've got no idea. So usually pizzas just suck, but I don't know what the fuck they did to this one. This tasted as good as any pizza I tasted in New York. The bread was crispy with a little bit of fluff, with a little bit of chew. The sauce was perfect. The cheese, usually cheese sucks here too. It was fucking delicious. I don't know what the fuck they did to it. It might also be that I've basically been eating salad, eggs, and chicken breast for the last fucking 5 weeks and haven't deviated much from that. I've been eating a little bit of Indian shit, but I've been trying to keep it tight for the rig. But I've come to the conclusion, I don't think it's worth being skinny. There's a fine fucking line to tread there, because to get abs, you have to cut out everything. And that pizza just made me realize I'm willing to have little titties just to eat that pizza again. I thought the food I was eating was delicious, the salad and all that shit. And I was enjoying that shit, but that pizza, fuck me. I think I'm going to get another one tomorrow. There's another piece downstairs that was for someone else, but that might disappear too. So anyway, it's Fucked Up Fridays. Actually, before we start Fucked Up Fridays, I need to address the curse from yesterday. So some lady in India passed away and cursed one side of my wife's family. And they're all terrified of it because when someone who cursed you dies, it makes it extra potent, the curse. So I asked my wife's mum, how do you get rid of the curse now that she's dead? And she said, you've got to do pujas. So the whole family that got cursed are now doing like ceremonies, a puja ceremony, so the spirit of this dead lady rests in peace. They're doing some offerings and prayers and shit like that to the gods, so this lady's soul rests in peace. Even though this lady's soul hated every single one of them and hoped they all fucking died. So I'm not too sure that's going to work. I'm not too sure that the ghost is going to be that excited with a couple of flowers and a coconut, a cracked coconut. I'm not sure that's going to remove the hex, but anyway, it's worth a fucking try. So it's Fucked Up Friday, a little bit of inspiration coming your way to get you through the weekend. If you were going to have a quiet weekend, here's a little bit of inspiration to get you off the couch. So if you would like to send in a Fucked Up Friday story, send one in. It can be about anything. Just has to be fucked up. Hit me up on social media. I'm Boyle Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Or just email me on boylecomedy@gmail.com. So this story was sent in by Ryan out there in Texas, the Lone Star fucking state. Over there in the US of A, soon to be its own country. I forget if you wanted to be anonymous, but Ryan is generic as fuck. So Don't come fucking complaining to me. Anyway, let's get on with this week's Fucked Up Friday. So this story happens in about 2010 when I was in college and is the start of when I got the taste of the oxys. The oxy fucking contents. That's a good way to start a story. I went to Notre Dame in the States and ended up hooking up with a girl named Candy. And that's Candy with 2 fucking eyes. God, I wonder what her parents were. That's a real bogan name. That's maybe like a stripper married to a bikie. Anyway, she was one of my buddy's friends from Chicago. Now, Candy was exactly what you would expect. Blonde, looked like a Barbie, 6 feet tall, had size E tits. She would come visit me a couple of times a year to stay and fuck until my trash can was full to the brim with rubbers. Rubbers? What game are we playing here? Do people actually use rubbers? And how the fuck do you fill a trash can full to the brim with rubbers? You can barely feel anything the first time you're wearing the rubber. What are you doing on your 137th fucking rubber? Anyway, I think what you're trying to say is you fucked a lot. Anyway, she was sick that I never visited her because I was busy snorting coke and banging other chicks at school. Player. So I ended up taking a trip to the University of Iowa where she went to school. Iowa sucks balls. It's nothing but corn and meth heads, so the only thing to get is fucked up. So I went there and it turns out she had a fucking boyfriend when I visited. What are you trying to tell me? Candy with 2 eyes is a whore? Are you trying to tell me double eye Candy was being a treacherous whore? That is something I was not expecting in this story. So I'm like, why the fuck did I drive 5 hours for this shit? Either you want to get Eiffel Towered now or we are just buddies. Anyways, we proceed to get annihilated. The boyfriend had no idea that me and her were a thing. But turns out me and him got along fucking great. He played Division 1 hockey at Iowa and was like 6'3" and 225 pounds of pure fucking muscle. Yeah, I bet you he wasn't wearing any fucking rubbers. So I had this brilliant idea to fuck with Candy. I said to her boyfriend, me and him should fake fight like we were fighting over her. So I was like, she likes me, fuck off, arsehole. And he was like, she's my girlfriend, you piece of shit. She comes out to the front lawn seeing that all hell is going on. He gets way too into this fake fight and he tackles me like a linebacker. There was a beer bottle on the ground and it broke and went 3.5 inches into my back and 1.5 inches over. So it was like the full jagged edge of a bottle plus the other side, the little jagged edge. I was so wasted that it didn't hurt bad and I was like, fuck, I'm bleeding. People started freaking out because I was fucking squirting blood out of my back. It literally looked like I had a wound that looked like a gaping pussy on my back. Is this what frat boys sound like? Gaping fucking pussy in your back. They rushed me into hospital and I wasn't taking it seriously. I had a fat dip of tobacco in my back while I was laying over people's lap while they were putting pressure on my back to stop the bleeding. I don't know what that meant. I get to the hospital and I started taking it seriously when I started to get dizzy from the blood loss. The wound was too jagged, so instead of stitching it, they had to cauterize it, burn it from the inside to stop the bleeding. Oh, I need to mention it was 1/2 inch away from my spine, so my spine was exposed for the burning. They couldn't give me painkillers at the time or anesthesia because I was too fucking drunk. Let's just say the pain from this sobered me up real fucking quick. I was in hospital for 3 days and they had to pack it every day from inside out to heal it, which also needed to be done every day for a month, which got me hooked on oxys. Anyway, she blamed him for it and broke up with him after. She ended up sucking my dick while frat boy! She ended up sucking my dick while I was in the University of Iowa hospital. Hey, Candy is a nice girl. Sensitive soul, that one. She ended up visiting me the last week I was in college, which was a month after I blew her back out while I fucked her senseless on painkillers. It's hard as fuck to come on opioids. You're losing the female listeners here real fucking quick. Ladies, I just want to say I don't condone any of this frat boy fucking language. It disgusts me. I also want you to know I've never blown anyone's back out. I've never even come close. There hasn't even been a twinge, no muscle pull or anything. But I have to read this shit out because it's fucked up Friday. So fun fact, I still talk to her and her ex-boyfriend to this day, 11 years later. He was a good dude and it was probably more my fault than it was his. Anyway, I'm lucky I'm not dead, but I didn't get sober until 9 years later when my liver failed from an overdose on a cocktail of pills. Oh well, I love happy endings. Anyway, Stifler, thank you for sending in that story. That's it for tonight. Enjoy your weekend and I'll see you the fuck later.